You must have watched many videos on or read many things on what are the rules of life or what is the ways you should live. But ideally speaking, it should be something based upon your experience. And that is what I'm going to share with you what I have seen in life and how I have reacted in those scenarios and how it has helped me improve my life, how I have got rid of things and then just keep moving forward. That is what most important I have as a goal in my life. Hey guys, welcome to Money Mindset and More. And today I'm going to cover some, I will not say rules, but some ways, some generic things which should be you also consider when you are trying to do better things or trying to make your life easier and things like that. And starting with, you need to actually let go your past. And you must have heard, make peace with your past, because it should not impact your present. And I have seen many people in my life, even some of very close relatives in my life, they were not able to let go their past, and because of that their present is so much screwed up, in spite of having everything in their life, good family, money, social status and things like that, but they still live in their past and always comes up with something like, oh, this happened in my childhood, this happened, this should not happen, somebody got better things in life than me. All those things, actually you are doing nothing but hampering your present. Just imagine what moment you have in life right now and how it is better than so many other ways which you might not have been realizing. So it is always good, my experience is that it's always good to just let go the past and not hampering your present. If the moment you see something like this, oh, I wish my parents have done this, or I wish this has been happened to me, you are actually living in the past. So if these kind of things, these thoughts coming in your mind, you need to get rid of those as soon as possible. Another one which I have seen very interesting, and I still keep getting that, and I don't care what other thinks of me, is none of my business. It's not going to happen that in the entire world, including your family and friends, most importantly, family and friends, they will always judge you. They will always say things which will be not in lining with your expectations. So, and it's impossible to control. So it is, you should not be bothered about what others are thinking about you. The moment you start behaving the way others want you to behave, that is where your downfall will start. You will lose your self identity. Every individual is different, and the moment you start reacting based upon how people will judge you, you are going to lose your individuality, and that is extremely important, that you should not lose it. So whatever people are saying about you, you should not be worried at all. For example, most people say me, so I my life is very simple. I use simple, you must have seen my videos, I wear same color t-shirt every single day. So it's as simple as that. Now many people have given me so many comments, so many negative things. I don't care, I still do the same thing. I will improve when I think I should be improving on certain things, not based upon others' comments or judgment, based upon what is my plan and what is my goal to do with those things. So when you start behaving that way, you will probably start ignoring things which others are saying about you. Another important thing is that I have felt it, not always true though. Time heals everything. You have to give it time. This works only if you let your past go and you don't think about what others are saying about you or thinking about you. If you do those two first points which I explained, then only time will heal things. Otherwise, if you keep living in your past, time will not heal anything. Actually, it will damage you rather than healing. So be very careful if you are hearing this sentence, time heals everything in life. Just give it time. That's not true. If you don't let your past go, this statement is not correct at all. Another thing is that I should not compare my life with other people's lives, because everybody has a different scenarios. While you compare with others, maybe rich people, or let's say people who have, if you have, let's say, one kid, people might have four kids, you will see how they are so lucky and things like that. There are always different scenarios, permutation and combination in life. So simply comparing on some parameters, let's say money, family, or status, is not good way to look into that. If somebody has more money than you, they might be working 20 hours in a day, which you don't want to, and it's not required. So just comparing somebody's money and you work 8 hours is not going to give you any result. Just imagine if somebody works 20 hours in a day, they will work almost 140 hours in a week. And somebody who works 8 hours in a week, they will just work 40 hours in a week. So how you are going to become rich as somebody who is working 140 hours? It's as simple as that, right? Another question is that whether you want to do it. That is extremely important. Not everybody wants to do it. I don't want to do it. I want to do things which I love to do. If the money comes as a byproduct of doing those things are very good. But just for doing money, probably I just put more effort in my job and I get more money, right? So things you have to be very careful when you compare. Yeah, and it is impossible to compare all the parameters with somebody. So I will always recommend comparing yourself with your version of yesterday and see the vision of your version of tomorrow, and then see what you can do better, and that's the best way to compare. Another thing which I have seen, uh, probably you will learn as you grow, it is all it is always okay not to know all the answers. We feel that we all know all the answers, especially when you start seeing, if you see teenagers, they behave in a way that they know everything, and everybody has that stage in their life. I do have as well. So, but that's not true. I have seen people who are senior than me, who are very, I would say, powerful and extremely influential, as they still think they know all the answers. Absolutely wrong way to approach things. Nobody can have all the answer. If you have all the answer, you are basically God, which is not the case. So acknowledging that you don't know all the answers and then achieving or reacting in the world, that will be far better than taking approach that I know everything and let me tell everything to others. That's not true at all. So be very mindful of that. Another important thing which I have felt is that, and I'm again probably working and WIP, I would say work in progress, that my happiness is in my control. I firmly believe that most of the time we sacrifice a lot in our life. So for example, if you have seen your parents or their parents, they will say, you must have heard this, oh, I have sacrificed so many vacations because I want to save money for your college, something like that. Or I have never bought this because I wanted to do this for you. While these sacrifices are good, but I will always say that you should always try to see the concept of die with zero. What it means like that, if you are capable of taking care of all the responsibilities in your life, if you are able to map everything in your life for your family and others, then you have all the rights to do things which makes you happy. And it can be as simple as that, buying an expensive car. You must have seen on social media that you should not spend money on something which is not necessary. A Toyota might be as good as Mercedes and things like that. I disagree. If you can afford, you should definitely enjoy life. The moment you go from this world, you are not going to take anything with you. So why not just use it? Only thing I say that after taking your all the responsibilities and liabilities in place, and that might make you happy. And when you are not sacrificing too much to make yourself happy, actually you will feel happy from inside, and you will ultimately, that will be reflected in your behavior with others. But the moment you start having those sacrifices and then start stacking those upon yourself, ultimately you are going to burst one day, and that's not good at all. I have seen some of my relatives, they are like, oh, I will do this, I'll do this, I'll do this, and I'll sacrifice and I'll do this, and ultimately one day they are like, oh, what, why should I have done, I did so much for you, what you have done for me, and things like that. Nobody asked you. You should have taken care of your happiness. If you wanted to do something with your happiness, with your intention, do it. If you don't want to, just enjoy your life and say no. And that is the fundamental problem people have. So never do that. That's my recommendation. Never do that. Always take care of your happiness, even if it comes with the cost of saying no. And the last one is which I have seen a lot, and it helps, at least to me, it helps a lot. You need to definitely love how to smile most of the time. I will not say that you just keep smiling, that is absolutely wrong way. But you should not be worried about things which are not in your control, and you are unnecessary arguing and fighting with others. And the latest scenarios in every country almost is a bipolar world where people are too much inclined politically towards something or economical towards something which are nothing to do with them, nothing at all. So for example, somebody fighting with your neighbor, you are fighting with your neighbor or friend on tariffs in America, for example, which has nothing to do with you directly, and you're still fighting and figuring out a party where you might have smiled and laughed rather than it becoming argumental. Same as I've seen same thing in my friends and families in India. I have seen the same thing in US where my friends have argued and then ultimately whole thing has been ruined. The classic example is, you should not be work fighting or arguing on things which you are not going to change, or you are not putting any effort to change, and you are unnecessarily arguing just to prove your point and ruining everything. We don't analyze that, but ultimately it impacts a lot in your mental health and ultimately your physical health. So I would say just let things go, smile more, have fun, fix your priorities. Based upon those priorities, you should always react. And that's how you can build some rules in life which might be working for you. I always recommend not to follow anybody's rules in your life. It is your life, you should build your rules. But once you build those rules, you should be definitely following that. Unless otherwise, there is no point of rules if you're not following. If you're just writing them, it doesn't make any sense. So that's what I can say. And please, and let me know your thoughts, comments. If you want to discuss any things in detail, I'm more than happy to do that. And like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Take care.